Okay, Ella. You drive, I fly. Let's go. So this morning it is now 8 o'clock, off to a very slow start. We sort of lost our voices last night because we were at a concert. I am feeling great, but Ella here is feeling slightly hungover.
I'm fine.
She's not fine. It's starting to rain. It is a very rainy day in Sydney today. It has been raining all weekend. It just hasn't been great whatsoever. We're having our coffees on the cliff, starting to think this is a really bad idea. But we're trying to see the whales going by because it is whale season out here. What are you laughing at? I love you, honey.
I love you too!
It's a dead puffer fish. I don't think you can resuscitate that. Yeah, I think so. It's definitely dead, Ella. I cannot remember the last time that we had just a Sunday walk. It is way too windy here to vlog, so I'm going to go back to the studio and talk about camera gear. So first of all, camera gear does not matter. In fact, I shot my first video on this channel with my iPhone. So I have an obsessive personality. So when I do something, whether it be triathlons or shooting these videos, it absolutely consumes me, which is why I don't do drugs, I don't gamble, and I limit my alcohol consumption because I don't want that to consume me. But with the hobbies I do venture in, I like to do it to the best of my ability. One of those hobbies is video making and making these YouTube videos and making these vlogs. The camera is a tool that I'm using, and it's an essential to have the right equipment. So when I first started picking up a camera, I solely used it for photography. I went out and shot sunrises, it was lovely, but I failed to get the story that I want to portray across, which is why I turned the camera the opposite way to point directly on me. So there was a problem with that camera and I had to buy a second camera, and this video explains why. So these two cameras are the main cameras I use for shooting my videos. I love using this camera the most because it's the highest quality and the highest picture quality, but the one biggest downfall of my Sony A7C is if I look at the back, this screen only rotates that much, and when I'm shooting vlogs and shooting myself, it's really hard to frame the subject. I sometimes miss focus. It's really difficult to get right because you cannot see yourself on the screen. If you go over to the ZV-1 has this flip out screen here. I can see exactly what I'm shooting. Perfect. So yesterday I solved this issue. I sold the camera that I bought a year ago and bought a different camera that is the exact same. It's a Sony Alpha series, but the main difference it has is this. The screen rotates so I can actually see myself making these videos, which is absolutely critical for framing, to see how well I look in the light, or who's in frame or what's in frame pointing at something. It is absolutely critical that this screen is here. So you're probably wondering why I don't just use the ZV-1 as my main vlogging camera, because it does the exact same things as this camera with a flippy screen. But there's one main thing that this camera does that the ZV-1 doesn't do. This right here is the ZV-1, a very good vlogging camera and very good point and shoot. Both cameras have the in-body stabilization built into them, which makes the image quality really good. But using this camera, you can get an extremely wide field of view, which you can see the mess that I have up here, my little picture in the background, and it looks great. Whereas I put in the ZV-1 in the exact same position as this camera, you can see that the picture is just in frame and that's just in frame, and it's quite close. So this is how far you would hold the camera away from your face when you're shooting these videos. As you can see, it's quite tight here and here, and you just see my head and it's quite distracting. Whereas if you look at this camera, you see a bit more around you and it's a bit more open space, and it feels like you're consumed in this picture and you're here with me, which is why I like using the big camera ahead of the ZV-1. The Sony ZV-1 is the perfect vlogging camera. It's small, it's inconspicuous, you wouldn't even know it's in your pocket when you're carrying it around. But I am obsessed with becoming the best videographer and video editor that I can possibly be, and that means learning how to use the big camera. When I started making these vlogs, I made this goal on the top right of my whiteboard, which was this: 1 quality video per week. And quality was always underlined, because I knew I only had one opportunity, which was at the weekends because of work, to make these videos, and I obsessed over making the best quality videos possible. And I'll leave you on this last saying, I suppose: quality over quantity, because with quality comes quantity. Oh, we're deep on a Sunday, boys. We are deep. Ella, I've got 2 questions for you.
Yeah.
First question, how's the head?
It's been better.
Second question, describe my personality. Do you think I'm obsessive?
No. Not at all. You've only been sat in your room for the last 3 hours.
So if there's one thing that quantity does trump quality, is surfing. You don't become a good surfer with how little you surf. Also, Ella's coming surfing with me today. You all set? You think our drive and fly went?
Very good.
Yeah, I thought it was good. Ella used the used the drone as like a parking measure. I was able to tell she wasn't between the lines.
Yeah, before I even got in.
Show yourself in the camera how snug you look in that there.
So snug.
About 2 years ago, Ella got caught in a rip out here, and she near died.
Yeah, that was awful. Remember, I tore my diaphragm so bad I couldn't laugh for like 2 weeks. It really hurt.
It's not funny.
It was scary.
It's not funny.
I laughed a lot when I got out. You know, I did nearly die.
Are you a little nervous? It's okay to be nervous.
Oh, look at the weirs. There's nowhere to go.
There, to the shore.